Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today I am here with a poem, It Couldn't Be Done, by Edgar Guest. Edgar Guest was born in Birmingham, England in 1881. He was an English born American poet. He moved to the US in 1891 when he was 10 years old. His first poem appeared in December of 1898 and he soon became widely recognized in American culture. For the next 40 years, he died in 1959. The poem It Couldn't Be Done is written about a difficult task that probably could not be done. The difficult task that others claim cannot be done. The general message told through this poem is that nothing is impossible. Anything is possible when you put your mind and heart to it. And if you don't try, how will you know if you can or can't do something? Even the word impossible says, I am possible. Edgar Guest describes what it takes to do something that has never been done before and prove those who doubt you wrong. Somebody tries to convince a man that something cannot be done. This thing is never described, as it is meant to represent any task one has to overcome. The man in the poem is not deterred by the naysayer and does the thing immediately and quickly. He is confident and proud of his own abilities, a fact which enables his success. The poem concludes with the speaker making clear that anytime someone doubts you, that is a perfect opportunity to prove them wrong. One should buckle in and do the thing they say you cannot. The subject of the poem is self-confidence. The poem is a rhyming poem with an AB, AB, CD, CD rhyming pattern. Why was this poem written? I think the poem was written to teach people to believe in themselves and have more self-confidence. The poet wants to tell people that they should not worry about what others say, but they should believe in themselves. The speaker, the poet Edgar Guest, has written the poem in third person as he narrates the poem. He himself is the speaker of the poem. The main theme of the poem is that there is absolutely nothing impossible. Originally, the poem has 3 stanzas, but in the book it has been divided into 6 quatrains. Stanza first. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who would not say so till he had tried. Chuckle means to laugh softly or to oneself, apne saath muskurana. In the first stanza, the poet begins by utilizing the phrase that would become the title of the poem, It Couldn't Be Done. He is describing how somebody told the male man character of this narrative that something couldn't be done. As a reply to that statement, the man chuckles, smiles, dismissing it. He is not willing to accept that this task cannot be completed unless he tries it himself and fails. It is clear that the poet was hoping a reader would feel admiration for the man and his stubborn, dedicated nature. Even without knowledge of what the thing is, it is admirable to attempt something that has never been completed before. Now its paraphrase. Someone said that something could not be done. A man replied and said that it could be true, but he would not say it could not be done until he tried it. If he failed in doing that, then he would say it couldn't be done. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that could not be done, and he did it. Buckled means to get ready. Trace of a grin with a broad smile. The poet describes how the man is buckling down to the task at hand. He does not appear to be too frightened by, by what he is about to attempt. There is a trace of a grin on his face. There is a broad smile on his face that hid any worry that might also be present. He also started to sing when he went to tackle the thing. The stanza ends with the revelation that the man accomplished the thing that could not be done. Paraphrase. He smiled, showed no fear, and started to sing while performing the task, which was considered difficult and impossible by the people. He did the thing that could not be done. He performed that task that could not be done. Stanza 3. Somebody scoffed. Oh, you will never do that. At least no one ever has done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he had begun it. Scoffed means make fun of. The third quatrain is about people making fun of those who try to achieve what they think impossible. Someone poked fun at him, saying that he could not do it since no one had done it before. But he got ready and found himself doing it. It begins with the speaker relaying the same scenario in different terms, that there is somebody who is passing judgment on the situation before the determined character can attempt the feat. Somebody says that man will never do that because no one has ever done it. It describes to the man readying himself to do it. He took off his coat and then took off his hat and did it. He performed that task. Whatever it might be, that task was performed quickly. The narrator was surprised by how fast it happened. Now it's paraphrase. Somebody made fun of the person who tried to perform the difficult task. He said nobody has ever performed it before. But the man got ready. He took off his coat and hat and started to perform the difficult task. With a lift of his chin and a bit of grin, without any doubt or credit, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Bit of grin, broad smile on his face, credit, curiosity. It is about those who believe in themselves and achieve the impossible. With pride and a broad smile, and without any doubt in his mind, he started doing what was declared impossible, and he did it. It speaks about the man's confidence and how it was that confidence that enabled him to do it. Again, the man is clearly pleased with himself. He lifts his chin with pride and smiles at the spectators' surprised faces. The speaker emphasizes the optimistic attitude the man took and the song he broke into to encourage himself onward. The determined person got ready to do the thing that couldn't be done with a broad smile, and without any doubt in his mind, he started to do it. He sang while doing it. Stanza 5. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. Prophecy means predict. It's about how people would try to dissuade you from doing something difficult and great. 1,000 will tell you it cannot be done. 1,000 will predict failure for you, and 1,000 will warn you of the dangers. The speaker summarizes the main points of the previous verses. Although, by this point, the main themes have been made very clear, he repeats them again. He tells the reader that throughout life, there are always going to be those who tell you something cannot be done. They will prophesy or predict your failure at any number of things you care about. The poet uses anaphora in his repetition of the words, "there are thousands," for the third time in this stanza. There is a great emphasis placed on the number of people who want to see you fail. Now it's paraphrase. Thousands of people will tell you that it cannot be done in any case, and many will predict failure for you. They will warn you that many dangers and risks are involved in this difficult task. Stanza 6, last quatrain. But just buckle right in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you will do it. Buckle means to get ready. The last quatrain advises not to listen to such people, but get ready with a smile and tackle the task while singing, and you will do it which other people said you won't. When this happens, the speaker tells the reader that they should not buckle in with a bit of a grin, just as the men in the first stanzas did, and go to it. It does not matter what it is. Anything can be accomplished by someone dedicated enough. Now it's paraphrase. But do not listen to them. Just get ready with a smile on your face. Take off your coat and sing while you are doing it. Then the thing that cannot be done will be done by you. The theme of this poem is to try things, no matter how impossible someone says it might be. If someone says you can't do something, then go, prove them wrong, and do it. Don't let someone's negative attitude take you away from doing something you want to do. The biggest shift in the poem is when the man did the thing that couldn't be done. It went from pessimistic mood to an inspiring mood. The last stanza was especially encouraging because it basically said you can do anything as long as you try. The poet is conveying his own personal and emotional feelings through a more light-hearted way, which includes a recognizable rhyme scheme AB, AB, CD, CD. The lyrical essence of this poem gives it more familiar feelings and allows the reader to really understand the true meaning of what the poet is trying to convey. In this case, the trials and tribulation of disappointment and failure, and how we can let these things bring us down. The tone of the poem is very reflective and contemplative. The poet has a very direct way of pointing out the faults which ail men and uses a motivational tone meant to encourage and look happily on the true potential which can be achieved. Particularly, the final statement, "and you will do it," sets the tone for this poem. The poet has used third-person point of view, which really helps to give it a certain personality. By using this point of view, the reader gets a sense of motivation, like the story has been passed down from generations, and he which is being referred to is someone who can be looked up to and can learn a lesson from. The poem is meant to inspire you, and by directly addressing the reader, by saying, "You will do it." It gives it that motivational feelings. The only place where your dream becomes impossible is in your own thinking. I